Today on Primetime Local News, I'm talking with Matt Struthers, who's a crop extension specialist with the government of Saskatchewan. We're talking about the crop report for the end of August. So Matt, where are crops at in the province of Saskatchewan right now?
So last week we were sitting at 29% of the crop now harvest, up from the previous week of 20%. So we only saw a small jump of 9%, and that was mostly due to just the rains we did receive that week, and they just slowed a lot of guys down. Unfortunately, the crops before that rain weren't looking very good, and then now, of course, after the rain, especially some durum crops and other cereals and some pulses that are probably left out there have bleached a little bit or stained, and are probably going to be downgraded. But to the extent of I don't think anyone was having number one grades out there anyways, so it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's not surprising. So it's raining again today in parts of the province, so that'll probably slow down producers again. But lots of combines out and rolling, so it's looking good. Lots of stuff to come off, and yield and quality, not surprising to anyone, are quite low.
And Mother Nature seems to work in mysterious ways. Farmers didn't get the rain when they wanted it. As soon as they're deciding, all right, fine, I'll harvest, Mother Nature comes down with the rain. So rain at this point in the season, what's that going to do to crops and the soil?
Yeah, so it's got advantages and disadvantages, of course. And I would have loved to see this rain in July when we really could have used it. We would have had a totally different year if that happens. But of course, like you said, it's just Mother Nature playing tricks on us. So yeah, for the soil, it's great. It's going to recharge going into the fall and into the winter, and then we'll use that in the spring. Hopefully, it sticks around long enough. There's been some windy days, so some fields dried out pretty quick. But yeah, for any standing crop, it might keep stuff a little bit green, but still green, and so it'll slow down harvest that way, and then also just raising the moisture content of certain crops can downgrade and fungal pathogens and all that good stuff. So it's not really great, but it's just the cards that are dealt right now. The biggest advantage is for pastures. It's gonna help in the cool days. It's gonna help the grass rejuvenate and regrow, and hopefully extend that grazing period into the fall just a little bit more, and really stretch that feed out for those producers, and then just give that grass a chance to recover before the winter. And then next spring, hopefully it's got enough to just bounce back really quick and have a much different year than this year. So a lot of advantages. And then another one is depending on how much it's rained and how much runoff there was. Last week there were some areas that got 4.5 inches of rain, and a lot of it ran off of the dugouts. So that's really good to see, and hopefully that's relieved some stresses of some livestock producers.
And you said earlier that we're at 29% harvested already. September's barely started. Where does this compare to previous years?
Certainly not this far ahead. Let's see, I got to read in my sheet, but the 5-year average is 12%. That was for last week. So I think this week the average is probably up around 20 or so, maybe a little bit higher, but we're well ahead of that. Anyways, because I suspect that this week's average will be maybe close to 40. Who knows? It depends on which rain the rest of the province got, but certainly down here in the south, a lot of combines been rolling. So we're well ahead of where we usually are, and which is not necessarily a good thing. So.
And I'm sure a lot of farmers are definitely wanting to put this year behind them. At least we're getting rain now, so maybe it's a optimistic first step for next year. Maybe it won't be so dry. Matt, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, you too. Take care.